Hello, everyone. It's midnight on Saturday night, and I try to do a little bit of a reverence for the middle of the night hours, and I wanted to do that tonight and chat about dreams and what they mean as well if you are getting ready to go to bed, or as some of the people I know that join in to this are actually far enough away where they're just coming out of dreams, so that's fine too if you want to discuss something that has occurred to you during the night. I'm DeTracy Regula, and I'm at the Isis Oasis Sanctuary in Geyserville, California, home of the Temple of Isis, where we attempt to bring forth ancient principles and apply them to our modern lives. And one of, I think, the most pleasant ways of doing this is in our keeping of the four daily rites of the ancient Egyptian temples. And during the week, we always do our noon rite in our small temple here, and that's one of the four. The others are the morning rite, which is at dawn approximately, or whenever someone gets up, then noon, and then the evening rite, which corresponds for many people approximately the dinner hour, and so the blessing of food and nourishment. And then the midnight rite, where it is believed we are midway through the path of Ra, through the underworld, through the darkened sky, through the body of Newt. And so we observe a moment for that as well. And for many of us, at least those of us who are night owls, of which I count myself one, um, that is an ideal moment to talk about dreams and to get ourselves into a good mode for sleep. So what I'd like to do is we just do this very simply with our observation at this moment. And we have, as we do for our noon rite, we have a little song for the midnight rite. It is midnight, time to go to bed and dream. Dreams are never what they seem. You must dwell on what they mean. It is midnight when you wake up at sunrise. Take the time to analyze, for your dreams are very wise. It is midnight, it is midnight, it is midnight. So, one of the questions that comes up on dream work is to how to assure that you do dream. And one of the odd blessings, and there are many in the midst of all the terrible trials that the COVID era has brought to us, is that people around the world are dreaming more. Some of this may simply be because with people's drastically changed job lives and careers and commuting or absence of commuting, they may actually have more time to get sufficient sleep that the brain can actually move into the realms of dreaming more easily. Because if you're too exhausted, often that impacts how deeply you can sleep. So that is one blessing. However, it's also meant that a lot of people have reported unusual dreams and sometimes disturbing ones. In many cases, I think it's not that the dream content is so challenging, but just that we are unused to the act of dreaming. And so we're not familiar with it. It's like we're traveling in unusual territory, and whereas in everyday life we know, oh, I go down 2 blocks, I turn left, then I'll drive up that hill. In the dream landscapes that we find ourselves, it often seems very strange because we haven't been spending much time or paying much attention to what goes on in the hours when we are asleep. But there's definitely, with practice, you become more accustomed to dreaming, and so fewer things are really disturbing or distressing. That's not to say that we don't occasionally have nightmares. We all do. but that, general dream content should not be deeply troubling. And as you become a more adept dreamer as time goes on, you'll find that you can take things in stride much more easily. And so I'm very glad that, the world has kind of returned to paying more attention to dreams. And dreams repay that attention very much. And one of the simplest ways of assuring a deeper dream life for yourself is simply to go to bed with the intent of dreaming. And this doesn't have to be a very potent intent. Just, when you put yourself to bed, you're lying there for a moment, just go, I'd like to have a good dream tonight. And you don't even have to define it more than that. Maybe you'd like to, go, oh, well, I'd like to have a fun dream tonight, or I'd love to dream about my childhood, or something like that. And you don't have to keep repeating it or anything. Just when you're kind of in that relaxed state, just before you start really slipping off, if you can give yourself that little direction, you may be surprised at how very effective it is. And you can often find that you will be able to direct your dreams a little bit. And that's a skill that grows as you go on. So it's a good one to start with. So decide to dream. And it's also very helpful if you have a dream notebook by your bed, and something that will write no matter what. I don't know how many times until I finally got smart enough to do this. I would have, a pen by my bed with a book or something to write on. And, I would wake up from an amazing dream in the middle of the night, maybe still in the dark, or in the morning when I can hardly see, and I'd be scribbling, scribbling, scribbling. And then I'd finally actually look at the page that I'd written and find that, I had like the impression of letters, but not real letters because the pen for some reason hadn't worked at that moment or whatever. So the way I get beyond that is I have a pencil. Pencils, while they could break, you usually can still always write with a pencil, and that can help you capture those really meaningful shreds of dreams, because sometimes when we wake up we just have like these filaments, they're like gossamer strands leading to something. You were deep in a dream, and you may have even wakened up with the idea, oh, I must write that down, and then you're going, what must I write down? And it's, already slipping away. So whatever you can capture, cherish, because those are building blocks for greater dreams as you go on and as you become more accustomed to your own dream language, and also to retaining the energy and content of your dreams. So choose yourself some pleasant book, one that you like the looks of. Keep it by your bed. Have a couple of pencils there, not the real pointy, sharp kind where the point might break off, but just reasonably usable pencils, and try to capture a little bit more. You can always go later and type up a much more detailed dream report if you want, but trust me, you will lose things in those first few minutes after rising out of sleep, and some of those are very, very meaningful and important. The dream worlds have their own reality, and they are doorways into many aspects of existence. And it can be a source of creativity, it can be a source of information, it can be a source of contact. So there's many, many different ways of using your dream time. It's not just all fantasy, though many dreams are, wonderful and fun, and you can feel that it's, oh, I had the most fantastic dream last night, but of course none of it's real. It does have its own reality too. So in exploring the dream world, you can find, especially in this time of great confinement for so many people, you can find a way out into different realms and different worlds that can be very pleasant to explore. And I hope that that experience happens for you too. So I'm looking to see if there's any questions coming in, but I don't see any at the moment. So I hope that I set this up right, and that people are actually connecting with it. But if not, you can always contact me through my Facebook page if you have a dream or some other thing that you would like to connect on. I'm more than happy to try to give you some interpretations. Um, I've always been fortunate. I started out as a good dreamer, though I've had periods where my life has just been too busy or too challenging in different directions where I haven't dreamed very much. So I've learned how to get back on track. And if that's something that you're interested in doing, I can be helpful to you on that as well. So, all right, let us go ahead and close tonight because I don't believe I have anyone watching live. And I will go ahead and close this for now. But I hope you enjoy it. And if you see it later on, then please let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you on the path of dreaming. May you have a blessed sleep. Oh, we do have some people out there. Okay, good. Um, um, One of the things that I think is important now, too, is that we bless ourselves, that we bless the world, that we bless ourselves, and that we share our energy in meaningful ways wherever we possibly can to sanctify everything. Whether it's sitting, staring at your iPhone or at your computer or cooking or washing or cleansing, the more of the sacred that you can bring into your life right now, the better. It's a protection, but it's also a blessing for those around you because when you're spiritually aware, you do become a, a discernible light to the place that you are. And that may be even if you're not having a lot of contact with people and that you're not actually, reaching out, just your own radiant self can make things better in the area that you are. It can affect your plants. It can affect the quality of the air around you. It can do so very much. But it's very easy to get off track. Our world is kind of designed for that. And whereas we have had more time to kind of spend in meditation and contemplation with this COVID situation, um, it still needs a little bit of attentiveness on our part. We have to meet the divine halfway. We have to put ourselves out and um, be willing to be that kind of nexus and to be that kind of radiant spot, if you would. So this will also help your own practices. It's not just all altruistic. The more you do, the better you get at, and the more freely these things flow. Our brain chemistry actually changes in response to meditation and prayer and other things. And so these things become easier as we do more of them. And it can bring us to much greater understanding, and sometimes more quickly than we might have expected in other times. We are all in our own little monasteries now, so we are definitely taking much more of a contemplative life. And even when we go out, we are, what are we doing? We're wearing special things to go out in the world. We are, definitely putting on physical objects of protection, but we also need to put on the spiritual objects of protection as well, and to be able to um, understand our own souls maybe a little better as a result of this extremely challenging time. And to everyone I know that is struggling with these things, we have, a lot of people bring requests for prayers and healing, and also requests for prayers for those that have passed from not just COVID, but from many other things right now, and uh, many reasons that are related to the COVID situation, but are not technically COVID. And it's a difficult time for many people. So, and we try to assist with that where we can. Um, I also do the noon rites, as I was mentioning earlier, um, on Mondays for manifesting miracles, for Tuesday for remembering those that have deceased, and then Justin does a healing circle on Wednesdays. We do thankfulness on Thursdays, and On Fridays, it's our day for manifestation. And then we also have our Sunday scrolls at 3 p.m. And most of those are on the Isis Oasis Sanctuary page, but I do the Monday and Tuesday noon rites on this page, and also these occasional midnight rites. So we hope to see you, and if we can help support your spiritual practices, please let us know, and please let me know. You can contact me through my Facebook page. And so that is it for this evening. And I wish you every blessing. I wish you a richly fulfilling night's sleep where you are filled with good energy, where you go deep enough that actual healing can take place, and that you have some enjoyable times in your dreams. Goddess bless you all, and keep going, and keep in as good a spirit as you can be during these unusual times. It is both a blessing and a challenge to be in these times, and I hope that you meet the challenge, and I hope that you receive the blessings. God bless. Good night.